Just give me a few seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, our live started, so we can start the session now. So,
Okay.
hello everyone. I'm Anusha from Oklahoma. Welcome to the week one of our 6 week, six wisdom sessions. Today we have James Parker from North Carolina and Megan from Oklahoma. So we will begin with a 20 minutes of guided meditation by Megan, followed by a wisdom session from James. How to heal our body through meditation and manifestation. So, Megan is studying her doctorate in transformational leadership and coaching at Maharshi International University, and she's a mother of four and she meditates daily. So, first 20 minutes, we'll be having the guided meditation. So, let's relax, tune in, and begin our healing journey together. Thank you.
Welcome, guys. We are just going to be practicing observation of our breathing through this guided meditation. So I want to welcome you to gently close your eyes or look down if you're not comfortable closing your eyes. And just, if it's comfortable, sit straight, but find a comfortable position more than anything. If you need to, you can take a few deep breaths to sort of settle into your body and the position you're in. It helps me to do that, breathing in and breathing out, to just sort of bring myself into the meditation. As you begin to feel more comfortable, just let your breathing happen naturally. You don't need to have any specific breath pattern, just breathing comfortably. If you feel like your mind is a little bit scattered or kind of racing thoughts, try to bring your attention to your breaths. Feel the air moving in and out. Pay attention to where you feel that breath happening in your body. And just continue to observe your breathing. You don't have to control it. Just observe it. You notice any discomfort, any twinges, anything happening in your body, just observe that and let it exist and keep focusing on your breathing. If you have thoughts come up, let them come, just observe them, and then let them pass. And bring your attention back to your breathing. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. Just remember to bring your awareness back to the breath if you feel your mind wandering.
Last few seconds, masters. Slowly bring back your attention onto your body. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly place your both hands on your eyes. Whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful meditation. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. And now we have wisdom session by James Parker. Thank you, Megan. Thank you for guiding us. Now we have James Parker here. So he's from North Carolina. Right now, he's a PhD scholar from Duke University. He started his spiritual journey meditation in the year of 2021.
Okay, thanks for introducing me. Thanks for that meditation, Megan. It was very deep. I didn't want to come back. You had to pull me back. I almost wasn't coming.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it was really great. So, welcome, my brothers and sisters. We are one. So, we wanted to talk today about healing. And everyone is interested in healing because sickness seems to be very prevalent in people's lives. And so it's an important topic. And many times when we go to the doctor, we're left unsatisfied. We get some pills and, yeah, maybe they work. Okay, that's great. Maybe they don't work, or maybe they just treat a symptom. But we still have this problem if they just treat a symptom. And so then we have this dependency on some pills, right? And it's not a great situation. You have to keep going back for more. You probably have to keep paying somebody to get those pills. And so sometimes we want to know, is there another way? Is there a way I can get true healing without having to take some pills for the rest of my life? Okay, so that's one of the things we want to know. Um, and medicine's okay, right? It has a purpose. It serves a purpose. I'm not saying don't do it, because if you need to do it, you need to do it, right? But the question is there any other way to do it versus going to my doctor? I can go to my doctor and that's great. Love my doctor. Um, but I've gone to the doctor too, and I've gotten pills, and the doctor says, well, you'll have to come back. I'm sorry. These pills are only going to treat your underlying symptoms. Okay, so let's see. What about healing? What about healing that starts from a place that's not physical? So if we're only focused on the physical part of it, then we're only going to see the body, and the doctor will only see the body, and the pharmaceutical companies only see the body. And then we come up against limitations in healing, because that's why the pills sometimes they only treat the symptoms, because the healer doesn't understand what's causing the problem. And if they don't understand what's causing the problem, they can't actually heal. Okay. So that's one of the difficulties we sometimes come up against. I would say, for people who are looking for healing, my advice is to start with forgiveness. Okay. That's where I think it's very, very important to start. We start by forgiving whatever grievances we have. If there's a grievance against someone because we view it as this person did me wrong, then we forgive that. Okay. We want to start with forgiveness. If there's a grievance because I look at myself and I say something negative, I don't like something, right? We pick on ourselves. Oh, I don't like how my hair looks, or I don't like what I did. And then we have a grievance that we're holding against ourselves. Okay. So we want to put that grievance down. We want to forgive ourselves. We want to say, it's okay. I forgive that. And really let it go. This is one of the keys to healing. Okay. Putting down the grievances. If you hold a grievance, the problem with holding a grievance is you've set up an expectation and it wasn't met. And then you take it personally and you say, oh, no, I'm personally offended, right? And this is how it all works. And suddenly you create a lot of space between you and others, a lot of distance. People can't connect with you very well anymore. And energy flow can be blocked, which can lead to the physical symptoms of sickness. So, in order to unblock it, we want to start by forgiving. Forgive everyone, everything that they ever did, that you ever were offended by, that you thought somebody did you wrong, that and essentially what you're doing when you do that is you're putting down your judgment. You're just putting it down. Judgment can be used like a weapon, right? You can judge against somebody, or you can judge for somebody. But when you use judgment, it's either for or against. That's the problem with it. And that's why I would say just to put it down. Don't even use it for anything. Okay. When you put it down, then you're putting away your expectations. And instead of expecting something to be a certain way, you're just accepting what is now. You're more open to accepting truth versus what you think you should have, what you think you're entitled to, or what you want. So this is the pathway to healing. It's putting down judgment, putting down expectations, accepting what is now, and forgiving. Now, forgiving is vitally important because if you hold a grievance, then that blocks your spiritual vision. You can't see love anymore. It blocks the sight of love. So, love is the underlying essence, okay, of what we are. And for healing to really occur, it occurs at the energy level of love, acceptance of self, acceptance of other, acceptance of what is now. And if we get to that point, we suddenly start to understand the essence of everything that is. And we find that there's an energy of love permeating everything and everyone. This is the healing energy for people who are sick. So my view of sickness is it comes about because we are blocking the proper flow of energy throughout our bodily system by having these thoughts of judgment and expectation, and so did me wrong. And it blocks the spiritual vision. We can no longer understand who we are. And when these blocks happen, it tends to happen through the mind, right? The mind is what judges. It's what's holding out a judgment against or for someone. And this will create a block to the proper flow of energy from spirit through mind and into body. Okay, that's the pathway. The energy of love flows from spirit through mind into body. If there are blocks in the mind, and the blocks are the false ideas of, I'm better than you. That's a false idea, right? Uh, that person's no good over there, because of whatever. They voted for the wrong person, right? So then you judge them. Oh, you voted for the wrong person. You're no good, right? These are the false ideas. And these sorts of things, they add up, right? You might think, oh, that's a small thing. Every small thing adds up to a big thing, though. And that's the thing. Um, and so we've got to be working on forgiveness. It's a process that you kind of work through when you see that this is the problem. This is what's holding a person back from true healing, not forgiving. And also, of course, and I already mentioned this, but look at yourself as well. We judge against ourselves. This is very, very common. We judge against ourselves so much. Try to catch yourself when you're having a negative thought against yourself, right? This happens a lot with people. I talk to people all the time and I see it. I see this behavior. And it's basically a self-destructive behavior. People are either knowingly or many times unknowingly doing themselves harm. And so catch yourself if ever you judge against yourself and say, wait, no, that's not what I want. I want to choose love. So love is the energy of healing. And when we choose it by forgiving, then it can flow from spirit to the body via mind. Now, why does it go that way? You might ask yourself, why? Why would it go that way? The reason it goes that way is because the mind is the vehicle for expression of spirit. That's the whole point of the mind. The mind is a tool that's used by spirit for expression. The mind connects the level of body to spirit and spirit to body. It goes through the mind, okay? So that's why it's important not to have wrong ideas like judging others. So when we're open to love, it automatically heals. It's just automatic. It will absolutely heal you. That's one thing you can do. And people will find it very difficult to forgive who aren't in the habit of forgiving. There's lots of people, of course, who would find this extremely difficult. How do you forgive someone when they did this thing or that thing or the other thing? You just do. I mean, you just do, right? Now, I'm not saying that you need to just go with it when someone does something bad, right? Nobody's saying that. You don't have to go with it. You can tell the person, hey, look what you're doing. You're not being kind right now. You can point it out. You can tell them they're not being kind. You don't have to take it. You can always remove yourself from a situation. Nobody, you don't want to let somebody run over you. I wouldn't recommend that at all. You can always get out of the way, you know. Um, so, so remember that as well. I mean, we forgive people what they do, but we don't necessarily let them go on and on and on. We'll either get out of the way or we'll let them know that they're doing something we don't like. And so we do have opportunities to change the situation, right? We accept what is now, but we also have an idea about what we'd like it to be. And so we can always work on how we want it to be, right? It's okay to have goals. But when we expect something to be different than what it is, that's the problem, right? Right now, you expect something to be different than what it is. That's not reality. You can work on it, but that's not what it is now. And so acceptance of what is now is one of the keys to healing. What else do I want to say about healing? So there's another aspect of it that's fairly psychological. Some people take a victim mentality and it actually serves a purpose. So some people actually like to be sick or want to be sick secretly because it gives them some attention, right? When you're sick, you can say, oh, look at me, I'm sick. I'm not going to work today. I need somebody to take care of me, right? If you're attention deprived, it can be a psychological way to get attention, and you can do this unknowingly. It takes some effort to step kind of outside of yourself to see how are you actually functioning and why are you doing some of the things that you're doing, okay? It takes some effort to try and get to the point where you can observe yourself doing things and start asking questions. Why am I doing this? You know, do I do I enjoy the attention? Do I need some attention? Am I looking for attention? Is this the right way to get attention? Is this a healthy way for me to get attention? It's a way, right? It's a way to get attention. And so identifying the victim mentality and saying, "Oh no, no, stop that right there. I don't want the victim mentality. I don't want to be a victim. I don't like to be a victim. I'm not going to be a victim." You withdraw your support from it, you see. And so keep that in mind. That's a source of power that we all have is we can choose to withdraw our support from an idea. And when we do, that's how we create what we want. We withdraw our support from one idea and we put it behind another idea. And so if there is sickness, we can withdraw our support from that idea. We can say, it's absolutely ridiculous that I would be sick. How is it possible? It's not even realistic. You kind of get this mindset too going. It's not realistic. And I use an example that's very, very relevant right now. We have a lot of pollen in the air from the trees, and many, many people are allergic to it. And I talk to people almost on a daily basis, and it's almost every single day somebody says, "Oh, this pollen. Oh, I'm allergic to the pollen." And I said yesterday to somebody who was walking down the street, a neighbor, I said, "Oh, isn't it a beautiful day? It was sunny and nice." And she was walking down the street and she said, "Yeah, it'd be better though if it wasn't for this pollen." And I was thinking, oh, yeah, that's the mindset that a lot of people have right now. And this is the kind of a mindset that can subject you to illness. Because look, what are you doing? You're not accepting what is now. You're judging against it. You're saying, yeah, it'd be a great day except for this pollen. You're taking a piece of what is and you're kind of projecting it out away from yourself, or you're putting some blame on it. And I would instead say to take the power away from the pollen. When you say, yeah, it's a great day except for this pollen, if this horrible pollen would just go away, I'd be great. You kind of give your power away to the pollen when you say that, you know. Um, and a better approach would be to say, well, it's just some dust that the trees are making. They just do it normally and naturally, and that's just what trees do. You know, they make some pollen, and it's part of nature, and my body is part of nature. And it's kind of a ridiculous idea, isn't it? That I would be allergic to some natural dust floating through the air. Trees are everywhere, at least where I live in North Carolina. Maybe not where you are, but we got trees everywhere. I mean, this is literally a forest here. Um, and so if you have an idea about something like, oh, I'm allergic to pollen, I would suggest that you try a different idea. I would suggest that you try an idea that it's absolutely ridiculous to be allergic to pollen. Try that instead. And the thing is, if you want to get rid of your allergy that way, you gotta keep saying it to yourself. You don't just say it one time. One time may not be enough. You want to say it over and over again because there's a thought that goes through your mind, and the thought comes from who knows where, that pollen causes allergies. Okay? It's just a thought that's out there. Not everybody, but many people have this thought, right? And so you want to take yourself out of that thought, and you want to say, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to be allergic to pollen. Every time a thought comes to you, I'm allergic to pollen, you stop it right there and you say, it's absolutely ridiculous that I could be allergic to pollen every single time. And if you do that, eventually you're going to find out that you're not allergic to pollen. Now, how can I say that? I can say that because it works for me. Okay. I can tell you that that's my experience. So I was allergic to pollen. I had times when this tree pollen would come out in the spring, and had horrible allergies, just like everybody else, or just crazy allergies. You're on these meds and you're closing your windows and you're not going outside. But I realized that that was very foolish thinking, very, very foolish thinking. So I started saying, it's ridiculous to be allergic to pollen. Absolutely ridiculous. And completely changed. These allergies no longer exist for me. Okay. I believe it can work for anybody if you're persistent about it, if you cut the idea that you have an allergy or whatever it is, whatever it is. I'm just using the allergy as an example right now. I think it's a powerful example because a lot of people believe that an allergy is completely beyond their control, and it's because of something out there, you know. Um, this is a very, very, I mean, you've totally given your power to that thing that's out there. But when you reclaim your power and you say, wait a minute, that's ridiculous. Why would I allow some pollen to make me uncomfortable? When you reclaim your power, whatever it was that was bothering you is no more, right? So this is how it works for me, and I'm sure that this is how it can work for you as well, because we're not different, right? We're all one. We all share a oneness with the same source. We all share the same power of the same source. And so, of course, it can work for you. So, I think that's a good place to start for tonight. Does anyone have questions, want to discuss anything that I said, or talk about something specifically before we end our session? And if you do have a question, you can unmute your mic. It's okay. And it's okay if you don't. Um, but I would say, you know, just to summarize, you know, the two big ideas here tonight. One, forgiveness. You know, yourself. It's critically important to forgive yourself. Whatever you think you did that was wrong, forgive it. This is where you find love, okay? It's so hard to see the love when you're holding a grievance. It's almost impossible. It may be impossible even. Um, and so we got to put our grievances down by forgiving everyone, everything. And it's hard. And I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, I've forgiven people who've done things that I thought at the time were absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. But you know, I forgave everybody, everything. And if you do that, you're going to find that you are living literally in the middle of love energy. You will see your oneness with everyone and everything. Healing will occur naturally and spontaneously because it can't be otherwise. It absolutely can't be otherwise. Um, when that love energy starts flowing from spirit to body through the mind, healing occurs like that. It's instantaneous. Whatever problem you thought you had is suddenly gone. And you're not even aware that it's gone. It's just gone. And you have to kind of think back on it and say, didn't I have some sort of a problem? You know, yeah. And you're like, where's this problem? I can't find it anymore. My doctor gave me some meds for this, but I found the meds in the bathroom or wherever you keep them. But your body is saying to you, you know what? Don't need those meds anymore. And you know, that's true healing. Um, and so everybody can get to that place. Everybody, and it doesn't matter. You know, you might say, yeah, but my sickness is much worse than yours. You know, I mean, there's this attitude too, right? Mine's much worse than yours. Mine's much more serious than yours. Yours was nothing. Um, okay, so that's not how it works, but that's a common perception about how it works. It's all the same. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. It's all the same. You can have something that your doctor says is absolutely the most horrible thing ever. Or you can have something that's minor. It's all the same. It all comes from the same place. It all comes from holding grievances, judging against yourself, judging against others, and having the energy channels blocked. And so once those energy channels become unblocked because we forgive and when the energy of love can flow freely, then healing's automatic. It doesn't matter what the thing was. It doesn't matter how gloomy a picture your doctor painted. Doesn't matter at all. It's going to be healed up in no time. So that's my experience. And I am telling you my experience. I'm not telling you something that I don't know firsthand. Okay. I do have firsthand experience of healing of chronic conditions that my doctor told me I would have for the rest of my life, and I needed to just take some meds for that, and it would be okay as long as I take the meds. All that stuff's gone, completely gone. I never went back to the doctor after that. I had no reason to go back. I just stopped taking the meds, and I thought, well, I'm not sick. I don't need to see my doctor. I don't need to go to my doctor and tell him he was wrong. That would be completely pointless and completely useless, a complete waste of my time. And so I just never went back to my doctor because I figured, well, I don't need him anymore. Um, and so that's a good place to be, you know. So so those are my thoughts on healing tonight. And yeah, if there's any questions, I can take them. And if people want to think about it. And we'll come back next week and we'll discuss this some more. You can think about it for a week if you want. Or Diana, maybe you want to ask a question.
Yes, I do have a question. I'm dealing with some chronic stuff, chronic back pain and diabetes. And at one point, I was on over 30 meds, along with some mental issues. But since about September of last year, I've gotten rid of, I'm down to one pill for my diabetes. And
Excellent.
that's just through meditation, changing the way I eat, and just starting taking care of my body and myself.
Yep. Meditation can go a long way to healing because we are calming the mind, right? The mind is what's blocking the flow of energy between spirit and body. The mind is causing the malfunction, okay? And it's by our own choice. And we don't see it. We don't see it. We just don't know. We just don't see it. And so we can't blame ourselves. We just don't know, right? Nobody ever told us, right? I mean, how do you know if nobody ever told you, right? Doctors aren't going to tell you because they don't know anything like that. They only know about the meds. Here's the meds that you take for your disease, right? Um, and so I think the meditation can work because it's calming the mind, right? The mind is becoming calmer and calmer and calmer. And those grievances that we're holding are being held less and less tightly when we meditate. And that's why meditation can be very, very powerful to aid in healing because it starts to open up the channel for the energy of love to flow from spirit to body through mind. So yeah, keep meditating because it's a very powerful method for healing. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Great. Well, then I guess that'll do it for tonight. So I would just say I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm so happy to see everybody here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, James. That was really great.
Thank you, Megan. Really enjoyed your meditation session. All right.
Have a great night, guys. We'll see you back next week, hopefully.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.